Welcome to Behind the Tape, where we dig deep into the darkest crimes and shine light on the truth. I'm Ella.
I'm Tamar.
I'm Izzy.
And I'm Sid. Today we're covering a heartbreaking case that shocked the nation, the murders of 4 University of Idaho students in November 2022.
We want to begin by saying this. Our goal today is to honor the victims and present the facts with care and respect. This case is tragic, it's heavy, but it deserves to be understood truthfully and compassionately.
The crime happened in a small college town, Moscow, Idaho. On November 13, 2022, police received a 911 call around 11:58 a.m. What they discovered was horrifying.
Inside a house near the University of Idaho campus, 4 students had been stabbed to death.
4 University of Idaho students were found murdered in their off-campus residence.
The attack was targeted with a, quote, edged weapon.
I stepped foot in the house and immediately Hunter was like, get out, somebody call 911.
Their names were Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Logan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin.
Kaylee and Maddie were best friends since middle school. Xana and Ethan were dating. They were all between the ages of 20 and 21, bright, loved, and just starting their lives.
2 other roommates were inside the house that night but survived.
The house was 3 floors. The first floor was where the 2 surviving roommates were. The second floor was Xana and Ethan Chapin's room. And the third floor was Madison and Kaylee's room. The suspect is believed to have entered through the glass door that was on the second floor, possibly using gloves. He skipped past Xana and Ethan's room and went straight to the 3rd floor, allegedly attacking Madison and Kaylee in Madison's room. And they were also in the same bed. The dog Murphy, who was in Kaylee's room that was right next to Madison's, was left unharmed. Then he came back down to the 2nd floor where Xana and Ethan's room were. Ethan Chapin was staying over with Xana, he was her boyfriend. He wasn't really supposed to be there, but it was holiday season, and the suspect allegedly killed Ethan first, possibly in the hallway or doorway. Then he attacked Xana, who had defensive wounds, suggesting she was awake and fought back. One roommate on the 2nd floor reportedly saw a masked man dressed in black walking by her as he exited. This was around 4 a.m. The 2 surviving roommates heard screaming and were texting each other throughout it, but they didn't call 911 until around 11:58 a.m.
The town was terrified. There hadn't been a murder in Moscow for 7 years. For weeks, there was no suspects, no weapon, no motive, no crime. So where did this come from?
There's a big realization that we had been stalked for so many months. When Dylan had called, I didn't think it was urgent. When we got there, Dylan and Bethany had exited the house. They frightened, just kind of like just hands on their mouth, like, I don't know what's going on type thing.
Johnson was the first to realize they were in a crime scene. You can hear him on the 911 call, ushering everyone outside.
Yeah. As soon as I stepped in the house, I was like, oh, something is so not right.
Friends Josie Louterin and Emily Allant and her boyfriend Hunter Johnson were the first on the scene. In Prime Video's upcoming docuseries One Night in Idaho, The College Murders, revealing that one of the surviving roommates, Dylan, called saying she was scared and asking them to come over.
The internet exploded. People speculated wildly, accusing innocent people, making theories based on TikToks, Venmo transactions, and even the food truck footage.
But behind the scenes, investigators were working. They found a leather knife sheath near one of the victims, and on it was a small amount of DNA. Using forensic genealogy, they connected the DNA to a suspect. Brian Koberger, a 28-year-old criminology PhD student attending Washington State University just 10 miles away.
Koberger was arrested on December 30th, 2022 at his parents' home in Pennsylvania. He'd driven across the country with his dad just days after the murders. Police had been tracking him. His car, a white Hyundai Elantra, matched one seen in the area. His phone record shows his device was near the house several times before the murders.
Trash recovered from his parents' house helped confirm the DNA match. It linked him directly to the sheath left at the scene.
6 weeks after the November 2022 killings, graduate student Brian Koberger was arrested and charged with the murders. A not guilty plea has been entered on his behalf, with his trial set to begin in early August.
Koberger was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary. He pleaded not guilty and is currently awaiting trial.
let's talk about who Brian Koberger is. He was studying criminology, had a master's degree in criminal justice, and was pursuing a PhD.
He had posted online asking people with criminal experience to explain how they planned their crimes. That post has since been deleted, but is still being analyzed.
Some believe he was obsessed with crime and may have seen this as some kind of academic or personal experiment, though that's still a speculation.
He was reportedly awkward, socially isolated, and had a long history of struggling with mental health, but no one ever imagined he could do something like this.
The case quickly became a media circus. TikTok sleuths started solving the case online, often accusing people with evidence.
Some even blamed the surviving roommates, which was incredibly unfair and traumatic for them.
It's a reminder true crime isn't a game. Real people are affected, families are grieving, and the internet needs to slow down and respect the process.
That's what Behind the Tape is all about. We're not here for gossip or theories. We're here to examine the facts and remember the lives behind the headlines.
So let's get into it!
As of now, Brian Koberger is in custody in Idaho. He could face the death penalty if convicted.
His defense team is challenging the evidence, especially the DNA collected through genealogy. The trial has been delayed multiple times.
But the community is still healing. The University of Idaho held vigils. People from across the country sent flowers, cards, and messages of support.
Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan weren't just victims. They were daughters, sons, siblings, and friends. Their lives mattered.
The University of Idaho ordered for the house to be demolished, and the house was destroyed before the trials could be over, so the house that had all the evidence is destroyed. This case is a stark reminder of how quickly life can change and how important it is to hold on to those we love.
It also shows how critical forensic science has become. Without DNA and surveillance, this case might still be unsolved.
And it's a call for better media responsibility. Speculation can hurt people and derail justice.
Thank you for joining us on our very first episode of Behind the Tape. We'll be back with more cases, told with care, accuracy, and respect.
If you found today's episode powerful, share it. And most of all, remember the names. Kaylee, Madison,
Xana, and Ethan.